All right, we are here, episode 10. I'm pretty excited about this. We are with Allie Goff. She's the founder and CEO of Goff Legal. So, oh my gosh, we only have 25 minutes, and I've been pondering this all for the last since you came here, and like we were talking about doing this. So we're gonna have to just get to it. But first, tell me a little bit about you. Like, how did you get into this? Did you come out of the womb and you were like, you know what I want to do when I grow up? I want to run a legal firm.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so tell us how you got into this, and let's start there.
Although my parents probably would say that they knew I was going to be a lawyer from a young age, just based
Most
on,
parents do know when there's that child.
right? The one who asks all the annoying questions and never gives up. And yeah, that was me.
Okay.
That was me. So, but estate planning. So I do estate planning, dead people, future dead people, trust wills, probate, all that jazz. Not like the most natural place to go right out of law school, but I started my firm right out of law school.
Okay.
I graduated, opened my firm, and I was like, I want to do estate planning in Placer County. That's where I grew up, and that's where I'm going to have my firm. But I got into it because I did an estate planning class in law school, saw how bad probate was, and told my parents, y'all need to get a trust. Y'all need to get an estate plan. So let's get this done. And then I learned more and more about it. The place that did their estate plan offered me a job for the summer. So then I got to know a little more, and I was like, this is what I want to do. This is where I want to be.
Okay. So fast forward. Now you're the founder of this amazing legal firm. You guys have a little catchphrase.
Yes.
Tell everybody what your catchphrase is.
Yes. So I own Goff Legal. We're an estate planning firm, and we help dead people and future dead people.
I love that. And it's in the trademark.
It's trademarked.
It's so good, you guys. So we have a little Yeti cup here with it on there. We have shirts. You guys have it all. I love it. Branding is everything. So super cool. Okay. So what makes you different from other like traditional estate planning, things like that people could just, because there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of everything nowadays.
So many options. You can do stuff online. You could go to a fancy tower with the marble staircase, right? Or you could takes all kinds, right? There's a lid for every pot, I say.
Oh, I love that line.
What's different about us, I think, is the way I think about both the client experience and my staff experience.
Okay.
And I think both are really, really important because it's not just legal documents. People are getting legal documents, but they're getting peace of mind. But there's such a really intimate conversation we have with people around death and dying and incapacity and family disputes. And so I've thought about, what do I want to experience as someone who's going through this process from the very beginning to the end, and set up my team to support that process. I think a lot of firms maybe just go, oh, you're here for a power of attorney and a will. Great, fill out a form. Okay, let's do your documents. Bye. And don't follow up. Don't really have that human element to that conversation. And online certainly can't give you that, right? There's no human element.
No.
None of that.
I think somewhere where I struggled with, obviously we've talked a little bit, Allie's been out to Morgan Oaks. She ran a little class for us. And like when my dad passed, honestly, before my dad got sick, before I worked at Morgan Oaks, had you said, Steph, you need a trust, a will, all these big words, I would have been like, I don't even know where to start. Do I need a trust? Do I need a will? Do I need what is probate? What are all these things? And so my question for you is like, why would they? Well, first, let's talk through some of these things. Like, trust versus a will. Maybe they're the same thing. I don't know.
They're not.
Talk to us.
Yes. Well, we do a lot of education. Our website. So someone goes, I think I need an estate plan. Or someone goes, hey, you need an estate plan. You're like, Google, what is an estate plan, right? And you sort of go down this rabbit hole. We've got a lot of education on our website because there are so many documents and so many options. But to answer your question, will and trust. They do fundamentally a very similar thing.
Okay.
A will says who's in charge of your stuff, your executor, and where does it go, your beneficiaries.
Okay.
Your trust does the same thing, but we call it a trust because we've got trustees, the person in charge, and your beneficiary is where it goes. But the trust will avoid probate. And the trust can do more than that. It can help our more vulnerable populations, special needs, someone who's addicted to drug and alcohol, someone who's involved in lawsuits or divorce.
Okay.
We can protect those assets, where a will is just sort of like instructions. It's a good document. It's not the best document.
Do you need both?
Generally, you'd have both.
Okay.
Your will just says, in case of emergency, just look at the trust. It all goes into the trust.
Got it.
So, yeah.
Would you ever have a trust without a will, typically?
No.
But you could have a will without a trust?
Yes.
Okay.
If you have a trust without a will, someone did a really bad job. or you went online and didn't know you needed
And they
both.
should visit you.
And they should
Okay.
visit us. We can clean that up.
Why do you think most people avoid this or wait until the very last minute? And then I've seen chaos. Like, why
Yeah.
are we avoiding this?
I think people don't think they're going to die.
Mm.
I hate to tell everybody dies. I know you said that on your podcast before. Like, nothing is more sure than death and taxes.
Yes.
Death for sure.
Taxes.
Maybe you don't
may
pay
or may not.
taxes. You will die. I'm sorry. That's the reality.
Yeah.
But I think there's something inhibiting people of going, I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about the reality of it. So I'm going to ignore that.
Okay.
But the problem is, it still lives in the back of your brain going, I still might die someday, or like something might happen. And there's that voice inside your head that's like, you still need to deal with this. Do you need a will or a trust or nothing? I don't know until you meet with someone, but we can answer that question. And then you can go, I'm done. I'm good. I'm handled. It's settled. But it's not the most fun conversation, right?
No, but I think we just had, I would say, a client come out, and she's probably, her and her husband, probably mid to late 70s.
Okay.
And it was so cute. They left and they said, I feel like I really adulted today.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
You get this, but some people might not get this until it's done. The sense of relief people have.
1000%.
They hate it getting there. Once they're done, and I know from working with you and working with us, last week, my client left and he said, you made this really fun.
Yes.
Like, I'm actually surprised he thought, and he said, I wish we had more to talk about. And I was like, it's
Aw.
just very simple. Like, I don't need to tell you more. There is no more. I don't need to charge you more. There is no more.
You're good.
Yeah. And he left and he was like, that was kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
I feel good. So I'm sure you get that all the time too.
Yeah.
It's, how do we almost scare people into like, you have to do this?
Yeah. Usually life scares them. Someone dies in their family.
Yes.
They get a diagnosis. They get an incapacity diagnosis. They show up to Thanksgiving and something's not right with the family. And hopefully they get to us in time, right? If not, our options are go to court or go to court. None of those are great unless you're a lawyer and you love going to court. Right.
Or unless you have a lot of money, you're like, you know what I want to do with my money today?
Sure.
I'd like to pay a lawyer.
I'd like to pay all my money to a lawyer. Wouldn't that be fun? Said no one ever.
No, yeah, exactly. So tell me a little bit. I luckily didn't have to do this, but I was very close with my dad to having to enter probate.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit, because I do think the listeners need to understand, if I don't do this,
What are the consequences?
what
Yeah.
are my consequences?
So the probate conversation, at least for California, is there are limits. If you're over those limits, you have to go through a court supervised process, which means once you die, all of your assets are locked, frozen. You can't pay the mortgage. You can't sell the house. You can't get access to any cash. You can't give anyone anything until we go through that process that could take 18 months, 2 years.
Wow.
Like, it could take a long time because the court systems are pretty delayed. And of course, you have to have everything approved by the court before it's done. So it takes a lot of paperwork, a lot of delay. If you have a lawyer, you might be able to get done a little bit sooner. God forbid you click the wrong box and they send you back in 6 weeks and now you're 12 weeks out.
Yeah.
It's the time, right? It's the delay. And of course, the court fees, the lawyer fees, all that jazz. Worse than that, though. Do you want something worse than regular probate?
Yeah, tell me about that.
Let's talk about that.
Tell me
As I said,
worst case
sinisterly.
scenario.
Worst case is you get a conservatorship, a probate conservatorship, which means if you don't have a healthcare directive or a power of attorney and you become incapacitated, we have to go to court while you're alive to get the ability to make financial and medical decisions for you. We use your money to do it, your money to pay your lawyer, your money to pay the other lawyer, just so we can make your decisions, because you didn't get 2 very simple documents done.
And you know what's crazy about that is I always go back to my dad, because I think, okay, so my dad was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer and he was dead basically 7 days later.
Oh,
It was
gosh.
wild.
Wow. Fast.
And so imagine this. Dad has nothing in place. I think about all these things. And now he's incapacitated. I'm grieving. My best friend is laying there dying. And I'm talking to Allie and her staff, who are wonderful.
Yeah.
But yet we're dealing with lawyers and legal stuff and money and things in lockdown. What is worse than not only grieving your loved one, but now dealing with a legal system?
Yeah. And there's nothing we can do in 7 days, by the way.
No.
Nothing. We just go, I'm so sorry. I hope he dies soon. Like, what? Or I don't, and now you're going to go to court.
Right.
Like, there's no good alternative if there isn't a set of clear documents signed correctly that give authority to the right people when they need them.
Yeah.
The bonus of planning is you don't have to worry about when that happens. If it's set up now, generally it's ready to go when it's needed.
Yeah.
If you wait till the last minute, you might not have the ability or the flexibility to do those things anymore.
And here's what I'll say to listeners, whether you're in the industry of what Allie does or you're a listener on the outside, do your research.
Yeah.
I will say we've researched you. We've done some stalking prior to getting in contact with you because I look at Morgan Oaks as my business and I'm only going to present people that I'm like, I trust her. So you guys, the people that wrote my dad's stuff originally, trash. You know, and so when I opened it up, it was a fortune for him to put in place and it was nonsense.
It didn't work.
You know, and my mom is that person where she saw my dad pass and was like, oh my God.
Now, like that, like I said, life decides when you're ready.
She was like, everything's good. You're an only child. Like nothing, you don't need that.
How bad could it be?
Yeah. And then it's like, oh my God. So now I have this binder from my mom with tabs and all her documents are lined out. And the person that created hers did a great job, explained it. A binder for her, a binder for me, you know, so do your research on people. But if you're like, I don't want to hit the Google and be like, tell me everything, trust that at Morgan Oaks, we've done our research and Allie and her team are fantastic. So I'll just put that out there. Okay. So let's say, like, what's the youngest that you could come in and see you?
18.
Okay. So at 18, now, you know, obviously those things are going to change.
Oh, for sure.
But I love that you said, at least get the foundation down. And then what?
Basic estate planning documents. All living, breathing humans need a power of attorney and a healthcare directive. If you're 18, there's like online forms, or you can you can download a form that will probably work for that time period.
Okay.
The next sort of stage is when people tend to get married and have babies. So you're like, oh, I have someone else to be responsible for.
Yeah.
It's not just me.
Right.
Or I get this one a lot. We're going on, we're going on vacation and leaving our kids behind and we don't have anything in place. And I'm like, oh yeah, we should probably get your trust will, healthcare power of attorney, and your guardianship done, right? Because now we need to think about what happens to the kids if something happens to the parents.
Yeah.
And then sort of there's a nice gap. People just sort of chill, don't do something. That's fine, whatever they want. Life happens, braces.
But you have something.
Sports. You have something.
Right.
And then usually retirement is a good another age of like, that's actually when most people call us, by the way.
Is when they retire.
Yeah, they adulting. Hi. Apparently
I've grown up.
How old are you that you still do this when you're doing the phone? That's me.
Yeah.
I do the
That's because that's how we used to.
the banana phone.
Yeah, we used to talk on this thing. For those of you listening under 30, we had a phone connected to a wall. I was telling a girlfriend I would go into
press
the
a button.
laundry room to do all my private calls for my mom and my dad. So that's why we make that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, we're time to adult.
Yeah.
We're thinking about retirement. Our financial advisor or planner said it's finally we're tired of them telling us we need to get this done and we're going to get it done.
Okay.
So, and then of course I've got my little old ladies, the little tinkerers. I'm 90. I want to change this. I want to move this. I'm like, cool. Welcome back. Let's
You
do
want
it again.
something to do. That's so funny.
This grandkid made me mad.
Yeah, exactly. I've had that.
Had that.
Okay, so let's imagine that I am just hearing this podcast and I'm like, okay, still super overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I'm like, Allie, Steph,
Where do I start?
Yeah, where do I start?
Yeah. Google's a great place because you can say, like, tell me this information. AI now has some more information, but like tread very carefully and cautiously because it's not necessarily true information in there.
Right.
I would start with maybe digesting some videos about it to learn what is estate planning in your state. In California, you can use my website. Goff Legal is a resource. Outside of here, they're very state specific. So if you have other state listeners, have them look into their various states. And then a lot of estate planning websites, at least ours do, have articles or blogs or videos on like, I literally have one on like what you need to do to get started.
Okay.
Grab a list of your trusted people, grab a list of your assets, and make a note of who do you think you want to get your stuff when you're gone and who's going to raise your kids.
Okay.
That's usually enough to get you to the attorney and you say, hi, I need an estate plan. I'm ready to adult now.
Okay.
No judgment.
At any point,
Ready?
everyone.
No, I should have done this a long time ago. I go, yeah, but you're here now.
That's what matters.
We don't care what you should have done.
Yeah.
You're sitting in my office. You're ready to get this done. And when you're done, you don't have to worry about this
Mhm.
again. And they're like, oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Okay, so then they come into your office, you prepare all the documents, ask all the right questions.
Yeah. So our team does a very thorough intake.
Okay.
And they meet with an attorney for about an hour
Mhm.
to talk about their goals, their hopes, their dreams, their desires, their fears. Like, tell us really what's your family, your life, because we customize these documents to their situation and their family and their goals.
Sure.
But we do everything. We draft all the documents. We edit everything for them. We do the notary. We do the binder. We record deeds. We give them an instruction manual for their trustee.
Smart.
So they get the binder of their stuff, and then there's a binder for their trustee of like when to call the CPA, when to call the financial planner, how to deal with the funeral arrangements, all those sorts
Okay.
of things. Then we check on them kind of incessantly every
I
6
love
months,
that.
once a year, another 5 year. Like we keep contacting them to go, how are you? Not I'm gonna sell you something, you're good, but like,
Yeah.
how are you as a human?
And I love that because
Yeah.
we do that. And that's where we really
Yeah.
align with people. And you is like, I feel like I know my clients, I know them pretty well.
Yeah.
Like I know what's happening. I know who's dating. I know who's not. These men that
Yeah.
are like, oh, I've started dating someone, so I love checking on them to know that they're okay.
Yeah.
And their family feels safe knowing that we're checking on them too, because
Yeah.
they may not be around.
It's more than just the documents, right? Because you don't
Yeah.
need your legal documents redrafted every year.
No.
Generally speaking,
Yeah.
unless you're that 90-year-old lady.
Unless you're bored and looking for something
Unless you're
to
bored.
do.
Which case, can I give you a referral to like a fun group of people you can hang out with?
We have other things you could
We
do.
have other things you could do. You don't have to pay me to
Yeah.
talk to me. Let's go to lunch.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now talk to me. I put all that together, right? My
Boom.
documents are ready. I pass. Does my family call you to be like, hey, Allie, we do something with this?
They can.
Okay.
What's nice the way we do it is we give everything to the client and their family can choose who they'd like to work with.
Okay.
There's no requirement to work with an attorney after somebody dies. We're going to make the process easier. We're going to point them in the right direction. We're going to take a lot of stuff off of their plate. Could someone do it? Absolutely. Do you want to save some money? Okay, fine. But like, would you rather spend your time with your family or dealing with paperwork? Most people would rather spend time with their family or dealing with the fact that there are other parts of death and dying that our office can't handle.
Right.
Right? A lot of stuff you guys have handled or
Right.
cleaning out the house, selling the house, right? We do the legal portions of it and we walk them through like phase by phase. We have phased approaches so that we only have to tackle one phase at a time.
That's awesome.
Because during grief, you can barely put your pants on.
Yeah.
Like there's only so much your brain can handle.
And it's weird.
Yeah.
Grief is weird. I
Yeah.
was like, I'll be fine. I'm so tough.
I'm super cool.
And I would wake up and be like, I don't even, what is today? Like your brain does something so weird.
Yeah. And so what we're trying to do is help people tackle those things in the way that they can tackle them when they're ready to tackle them. Knowing that some stuff has to be done. The important stuff, we do it for them.
Yeah.
Do you want to worry about sending out packets? No. No, we'll send out your packets. Packets are out. We just go, it's done. You go, thank you.
Yeah.
Right? So, but there's flexibility. We do get a lot of calls of like, okay, actually, we just had a client who passed. We did her estate plan. Someone emailed one of our attorneys who worked on it, and they said, great, let's get you in the office, meet with another attorney, and talk about what are the options and the next steps. Which is nice because it's a seamless experience. If we drafted the documents, we know them, their family, their history, their assets, their hopes, wishes, dreams, all of that's documented in our files, and we can really steward them through the next process, make it a little bit easier.
I wish that the people listening that are dragging their feet.
Don't drag your feet anymore.
Yeah,
This
like
is your-
I wish that I could be like, let me tell you through my lens, one, working at the cemetery, but through my life also, because I remember when Dad passed and he did have something, right?
Yeah.
It may not have been beautiful, but I called another estate planner that I knew and said, I was like ready, set, go. And she was like, here's your options. And I was like, I'll pay the money for you to call and do everything. And I never had to deal with any paperwork.
Yeah.
And it was such a blessing because honestly, I'm trying to run a life. I'm trying to run now my dad's life. And
also still be employed
Yes.
and run your home life.
Yeah.
God forbid you have kids and a spouse, right? Like there's so much else happening in your life
yeah.
that's one less
And that's
thing.
not you guys that are listening, that's Allie's forte.
Oh, yeah, that's all we do.
She's going to make sure. At my side, I'm like, my side is the burial and the funeral side. That's my forte. Tell me who's passed and let me run with it for you so that you don't have to worry and just know it's handled.
Yeah.
When you set these up, I'm going to ask from a Morgan Oaks standpoint, do you ask the questions of like, do you have funeral arrangements?
Yep.
Because that would be important, right?
Yeah. We talk a lot about that in the healthcare decisions, right?
Okay.
Because like there's so many documents. Actually, I have a video on why are there so many documents in my binder.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Thanks, California.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, in California, we have a document for
Well,
everything.
we have a document for everything.
And then everything for everything.
Yes.
I know.
Lawyers.
Anyways, keep
Lawyers.
going.
So the healthcare directive, we talk a lot about wishes, prolong life, do not prolong life. But we ask them about what are your preferences around burial, cremation? Have you made arrangements? Have you pre-purchased anything? Let's put that in your document. So if something happens to you, they can grab one document, healthcare directive, which gets them from passing to in the ground or
Yeah.
wherever they're going to be placed. And it's an easy reference guide. And if we've got the documents and we've prepaid for things, let's put in the binder, because what's going to happen when someone passes is making sure everything's in one place. There's nothing worse. I mean, death is pretty bad. But then on top of that, layering paperwork everywhere.
That you don't
Documents
understand.
that you don't know where the things are. So now you've created a mess for your family who is literally just trying to figure out your wishes. This is a message for all the people who are still alive. All your family wants is to know what you want. That's all they want. Please tell them
Something. Yeah, I can't stress that enough. I think it's so important to just give me some direction. Like,
It could be a letter. It doesn't even
Yeah.
have to be really fancy, but like, can you imagine going, I wonder if my parents want to be buried or cremated? To have that be my burden to what if I made the wrong choice?
Right.
I get to live with that for the rest of my life now.
Right.
If they just written down, by the way, they've told me because I'm not that person. If they'd written down, I would like to be cremated, one less decision.
Yep.
Every time they check off the list, that's one less thing the family has to worry about and burdens themselves with.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy to think, like, I wish every one of my families that walks through the door. So now it's questions I ask them, because I do think it's a conversation people don't think to have, right?
yeah.
And so now I'm like, do you have a plan? Because if you do, put this with it.
Yeah,
Do
where
you
is
not
your
have
plan?
a plan? If you don't have a plan, go see my people.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're
Can someone get to your plan? Does someone know you have a plan and where to find it?
is it locked underneath your car seat in your trunk? Like, where is it? I
Is
know
it in the freezer?
Is
Don't
it in
put
a
it in the
locked
freezer.
safe, Dad? That I don't know the code to.
Yeah. Where's your plan and can someone get to it when they need to get
Right.
to it? That's what's really important.
So we're walking into the holidays, November, December, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever. And I know this is typically where families come together and like we celebrate joy and all the things.
Too much
It's
food.
also, yeah, it's also where we talk about hard things, I'm finding.
Yeah.
Or should be. And honestly, it doesn't have to be considered hard. I think it should just be
Yeah.
like, let's talk about this. I'm so excited. So, what do you have available for people? I know we've talked a little bit. You have
Yeah.
some cool stuff coming that, like, if they want to plug in to learn more, what do you have?
Yeah. So we are usually hosting seminars at our office in person every month.
Okay.
So our website has that information. If they want to come and just like be in that space and learn something and take action, seminar is the best way to do that.
Great.
We also have downloadable resources. A lot of people are trying to take action for someone else, right? If you're the kid listening, you're like, I know I need a plan, but my parents need a plan. Go to our website, download. We have just death dinner prompts and estate planning
Love
checklists and like resource guides they can download and give to their family members to start that conversation. Because they might not be in our area. They might want a local attorney, but they still need that information.
Sure.
It will get them hopefully going, right? Get the conversation going so
Yes.
that they can take some action, I
Yeah.
think is the most important thing. Because talking about it is good, and then you need it documented,
Right.
right?
And I would say too, we have a lot of people that are like, I'm going to write it in my documents. And I'm like, okay, I love that for you. But like, go take action, do it,
Do it.
and get your plot, get your funeral home. So that way the kids are like, it's written down, but like now I got to navigate like getting the plot or getting the, just do it all
Which
at
happens
once.
really fast.
Very fast.
Like, there's not a lot of, that was a cool sound effect there of
That was, yes.
all the things.
I love that. Okay. So I feel like we scared them enough.
Are they scared?
I think they should be a little like, oh God, I should plan this.
Maybe I should take this seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we are silly, you guys, but it's so important. Tell me, one of the questions I ask is, tell me a fun, fast fact about you or something people wouldn't know about you.
Yes.
So I have it in my notes, but I would love for you to share
Yeah.
something.
You would never know from looking at me unless you looked very hard. But a horse fell on top of me when I was a younger adult and crushed my ankle, and I am now permanently handicapped.
Wild.
I know.
Were you a horse rider or
Yeah.
were you just like on a horse one
Oh,
day?
no, I rode 3-day eventing competitively
Wow.
since I was about 5 years old, and, we were on a trail ride, and he spooked at a water trough, and now I don't ride horses
Oh
anymore.
my gosh. My daughter
I
rides
love horses.
competitively.
Oh my god, the way they smell, I love
Oh,
horses. Love
she's
horses, just, you know, physically hard
they're
to
a
do.
big animal.
We do pet planning, right?
Okay,
Planning for
wait. Yeah,
pets,
go.
right?
Okay.
And we've done planning for horses.
We bury horses.
Okay, so a niche market,
Yes.
making sure that if someone survives their pets, whether it be their horse or their turtle or their cats or dogs, that they're contemplated in their plan, we will do that for people because sometimes those are their babies,
It is.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's important. So thank you for sharing that because that was a question. Okay. Well, this was so fun. I just love what you do. I love you as
Thank
a
you.
person. I think you're so fun. And I'm so excited. I'm going to come to your seminar.
Yay!
Do as I say, not as I do. It's time.
She's gonna have her plan.
I know. I'm going to be so adulting.
Report back on the podcast.
Okay.
Guess who did it?
I'm adulting soon. But with that, thank you for sharing time with us today. I know you're busy. I know you are working with future dead people. But for the
Yes.
listeners, go check out her website. Go check out the seminars that are there. Anything that you need, if you have questions, you can contact both of us. But for us, you can find us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. You're also on all the socials.
Not on the TikTok because I'm not that cool.
Well,
but-
we'll get you there. We'll get you there. We're
But
learning.
I'm a lot on YouTube, like over 100 videos.
Okay.
Informational, quick videos. That's my, TikTok.
And they can find your
Goff
socials.
Legal. Just look up Goff Legal.
It's GOFF for those of you listening.
GOFF.
So thank you for listening. Walk gently, remember deeply, and celebrate the legacy of life. Thank you, Allie, for being here today.
Thank you.